Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern Ned Reynolds in the studio. It is Thursday morning after the four-letter network acquired a lot of rights for the NFL down the road. It was also shocking to me that now they're going to have a lot of baseball on that channel as well. Pretty soon, all sports are going to go through that four-letter network.
Well, they opted out of their contract at midsummer. There's a reason why they're doing this, and it's going to cost Major League Baseball something like $300 billion or something like that, but there's a reason why, and that is these new contract negotiations that have just now or are now wrapping up. We're in the process of making it an altogether different deal. First of all, the plan is not official yet. It'll be signed and sealed probably today or tomorrow, somewhere along that line, but first of all, and there's no getting around this, it's going to cost the viewers a few extra dollars if you buy into the entire baseball package the way it is. I think the biggest sports news of all, as far as the coverage is concerned, is the Sunday night baseball games, which were on ESPN, are now moving over to NBC, and that's a big deal. NBC was the baseball network for so many years, right up until the turn of the century. And then, of course, contracts all evolved and so forth and so on. But the Sunday night games now return to NBC. ESPN gets the MLB TV package, and that is a very big deal. So it does all revolve around the four-letter network. Now, keep in mind, though, that Fox TV and the old Turner TV, it's now known as Warner Brothers, they get the regular season weekend games. They would be on Saturday. The Cardinals are likely to continue on FanDuel Midwest along with the Royals. That will probably remain intact, may be altered somewhat because of the national telecast, and the national telecast will change a little bit. That whole schedule will probably be released sometime in the next couple of weeks. But you know, Mike, what I find to be very interesting, this is all coming out now. And what's detailed in all of this is the amount of money that the networks and Major League Baseball will make from all of this. It's enormous as is, and it'll be even greater. And it's coming out now just before the negotiations begin. Actually, the negotiations, and I'm talking about, are the basic contract between the players and the owners. It does dissolve on December the 1st, not this year, but next year. In other words, next to the 2026 season, it's possible it could be its last for a while. But you have to take into consideration the amounts of money that we're talking about here, and it is enormous.
It is enormous, but there's a lot of ad revenue to be made in those situations, so we'll see. I bet you're happy it is going back to old NBC after all those years.
Well, it was, in NBC let it go. Of course, NBC has the Olympics, and they have pro football on Sunday nights and so forth, so it's going to have to work around that, which means that the baseball games will probably be moved over at certain times to Peacock, which is the NBC Sports Network, and that's, in all honesty, not very good. It's kind of plateaued out, doesn't have a whole lot of viewers, but it is an option. However, mixed in with the Olympics, which is very important, and pro football, which is number one, well, you have to alter your schedule. But the Sunday night games on NBC is a big deal.
And they just all want us to pay a subscription for it. Now, we got two new inductees into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Who's getting in?
Inductions will take place at the latter part of August of next year, and of course these are two hugely worthwhile individuals. First ballot, you knew Roger Federer would be on it. He's been essentially retired for 5 years now. I think in tennis, though, it's only 3, but be that as it may, 20 Grand Slam titles, number 1 in the world. This is great. 310 weeks. He was number 1 5 different years. Roger Federer was tennis, and he will be one of the two inductees. The other will be the TV announcer and journalist Mary Carrillo, who's been around for years. And this will all take place at Newport, Rhode Island on August the 27th. That's the International Tennis Hall of Fame. It is a big deal.
You going to go watch the basketball game later on today?
Glad you brought that up, because it is a morning game, and Drury University and the Lady Bears, for that matter, all do the same thing to give the kids a little bit of a treat. Now, this time it's a Thanksgiving treat, and the Lady Panthers of Drury will play at 11 o'clock this morning at the O'Reilly Family Event Center against Texas A&M International. Now, Mike, I like to pride myself on knowing all of the schools in the country, the ones that compete in athletics and so forth. I'm not familiar at all with Texas A&M International. I think it's a new school. It's in Laredo, Texas, but hey, evidently they have a women's basketball team, and they will be here this morning, 11 o'clock, And the O'Reilly Family Event Center at Drury will be a din of noise. My goodness sake, the kids running around and doing all sorts of things. It's a holiday for them. Hey, let them have it.
And I guess that answers my question. You're going to be nowhere near there.
Be nap time. Nap time for the old man.
And as we get closer and closer to the Chiefs-Colts game, another rare noon Sunday game at Arrowhead, what's that line looking like?
Line still stays the same. The Chiefs are favored by 3 points, and I really think Kansas City has a better than just good chance to win this game. Baltimore is getting a couple of their injured D-backs back in this ballgame. That'll help their pass defense, which hasn't been very good, and that's music to Patrick Mahomes' ears. And the Chiefs will get Isaiah Pacheco apparently back in the lineup. He had a full practice yesterday, so you have to assume that he's closing in on full duties. So it'll be, I think, favors Kansas City in this one. Indianapolis is a good team, but the Chiefs have a defense that's designed to stop a lot of the running, and that's what Indianapolis does. Jonathan Taylor is the leading rusher in the National Football League. Terrific player. I think he's one of the co-record holders for rushing at Wisconsin. He's just a really solid player. And the Colts are a good team, but the Colts really haven't played the schedule that the Chiefs have. I think the Chiefs win this game 3 points, and I say give the points and go with Kansas City.
Well, either way, go Chiefs. Got ourselves, I hope, a little bit better of a Thursday night football game than we had last week tonight.
I think it will be.
I think so, too.
They're playing down in Houston and the old Reliant Stadium. I think they call it IMG or something like that. But whatever it is, it's the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans, and the Bills go in as a 6-point favorite. The Texans are not a bad team, but they've had trouble. They don't have C.J. Stroud at quarterback, so Buffalo really coming off dismal performance a couple of weeks ago, is back in the scheme of things, and the Buffalo Bills can play. So I'm leaning toward the Buffalo Bills in this one, and perhaps taking the points and going with Houston because it may be a closer game than 6, but be that as it may, Buffalo Bills should win.
Again, there's been a lot of close calls for a lot of teams this year, and Houston, man, you got to do your thing for the Chiefs tonight. We need it big time. When do the Bears get back out on the court again?
Both of them will play on Saturday, one home and one on the road. The team on the road will be the Lady Bears, and they'll play down at Tulsa on 2 o'clock at 2 o'clock, I should say, on Saturday afternoon. The Bears will play at 4 o'clock. That's 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon at the Great Southern Bank Arena. And the Bears are playing Texas Rio Grande Valley. Now, that's a renamed school. It used to be known as Texas Pan American. It's in Edinburgh, Texas. It is a D1 school. And they've had some pretty good basketball programs over the years. Bears are due for a much better performance than they've been putting on recently. They played Texas Arlington and got smoked by them last Saturday. Well, the Bears are back in action now, and they are out to prove themselves as a much more capable team than that. So that'll be a good game to see. 4 o'clock, the Bears and Texas. Well, it's calling Texas Rio Grande Valley is what their name is, and they will play at 4 on Saturday afternoon.
Ned, enjoy your Thursday, and I'll see you mañana.